Welcome, nerds, to the comic books and book news for the week. This is where we talk about all things comic books and literature related. So if there's a new book coming out, we're not going to get into individual arcs necessarily, unless there's some sort of like major publisher-wide effects that are going to be related to said arc. We don't really get into individual arcs or individual issues. We just talk about the broader news at large. So without any further ado, let's talk about some comic books and possibly some books as well. All right, so comic books and books is actually fairly small this week as well. Comic books and movies are going to be our smallest sections. So let's jump into this. Follow-ups and corrections. Daredevil. We've been keeping kind of tabs on Daredevil because presumably there's going to be some sort of correlation between the current Daredevil book that's got Chip Zdarsky and company doing the story and art, and then the upcoming Daredevil series. So Feige has said that, you know, keep your eye on the comics because that's where we're going to be testing ideas for live action, and so that's why this has been a thing that's been ongoing for us. But we got a new creative team. Chip Zdarsky and Marco Checchetto, I'm so sorry for mispronouncing that name, will be coming to an end. Their run on the book will be coming to an end in August. Marvel just announced their replacement. We got Saladin, Ahmed, and Aaron Kudor. We talked about Saladin actually last week for a different reason. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but now we'll get a little bit more exposure to his writing. I feel like it was a Batman thing. We'll get more exposure to his writing, and I'm super excited about that. The Daredevil stuff with Zdarsky has not done terribly. It's not great. It's also kind of some of the better stuff on DC right now, so that's saying something, I think. From there, we go to regular ass news. Regular ass news, we got One Piece, and this is super exciting because it is a sign of a shift in the industry, which we've been waiting for. Oh, comic book fans, we have been waiting for. The legendary Chuck Dixon is now doing a book in the Rippaverse. Young Rippa is a YouTuber. His actual name I didn't write down because it's fairly irrelevant to this. Just know he is pushing back against the industry. He's pushing back against woke ideology. He is a young black man who is doing an amazing thing for the community in that he started his own comic book label, effectively, called the Rippaverse. So Chuck Dixon has been brought in to do not a comic book necessarily. He's been brought in to do very specifically a graphic novel called Alphacore. So graphic novel meaning it's going to be released as a whole book and not as episodic content, but still pretty awesome. Dixon's kind of been around the industry for a long time, so this is a giant stamp of legitimization for the Rippaverse and for the subsection or the large subsection of the comic book fandom that just really wants good story, doesn't give a crap about social politics. This is awesome. That's what we've got for regular ass news. So let's get into our book suggestion for this week. Books suggestion, not comic books again. We're sticking with this literary thing, man. We have Isaac Asimov's Foundation series. There are 6 books that Asimov wrote specifically in the Foundation series. As he got later in his career, there are definitely other books that tie into the Foundation series, but very specifically, we're talking about Foundation all the way through, I can't even remember what the extended books, the title of the extended books, and I apologize, but Foundation series in celebration of season 2 coming to Apple TV+. Let's just catch up. The first Asimov Foundation book is super easy. It's relatively short. I think it's sub 300 pages, so it should take you an afternoon to read, and then from there they get significantly bigger each book beyond that, and the 6th book is like the Rothfuss book we talked about last week. So yeah, that is your recommendation for the week. I have read all 6 books. It's been a couple of years, so I'm probably going to join you in this. At least the books 4, 5, and 6 will be, I'll need a refresher on because I've read 1, 2, and 3 so many times. Anyway, go read Isaac Asimov's Foundation books. Start at the front, start in the middle, start wherever you want. They're all fantastic books and you'll piece it together in the end anyway. that is your suggestion for the week. Once again, nerds, this is just the comic books and books section from the Week in Nerddom, which is the much longer video that gets posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy or @generallynerdy, however you gotta find it. That's the main channel. You get the entire, usually around about an hour-long video there that goes into other topics as well, TV, movies, rumors, etc., etc. Go check that out. Before we leave you, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.